This is the Live Wisdom Conference. Okay. And this is the fourth episode. A number of episodes in the previous quarters. And by God's grace, episode 4 is here. Today, I'll be taking you through some quite interesting matters. All right. Now, if you can see my screen, you can see that the topic for today's episode is the Creator and the wisdom of variations and diversity. Okay. Now, there's a scripture I always have on the lower right of my slide, always on my second slide. And I always speak that I'm a person of faith. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And under my faith, one important thing is the Bible. And it contains words that we believe are sacred. And no matter your belief, whatever that is here, understand that it's something that it can help you. Okay. So in our scripture, there was a time where Jesus was speaking and he was talking to his disciples. He gave a parable. In the previous episodes, I've explained this, but I always want to explain it for the new people that are joining. And it spoke about a certain dishonest manager. In today's world, I can say a certain corrupt manager, that his master caught him, saw that this guy is corrupt, so he planned to sack him, and so he made him know that he's going to be sacked. And this corrupt manager put in place certain measures such that he'll be able to take care of himself when he's sacked. And Jesus spoke about the master of this dishonest manager or corrupt manager, commending that corrupt man because he had behaved wisely. And Jesus said that for the children of this world are even wiser in their own generation than the children of light. The Bible again says that we should go to the ant and learn wisdom. All these things that I just put, they are just to make us understand that we can learn from anything. I mean, good. We can learn something good from anything. And in the Wisdom Conference, our focus is wisdom. And so we can learn wisdom from anything. Okay. And in previous episodes, we have learned wisdom from the unusual. In fact, this season, the season 1 for Wisdom Conference is wisdom from the unusual. And then we took wisdom from Shatawali and the wisdom of association. There were many others that we discussed and direct. And we spoke about COVID-19 and the wisdom of a strategic center or the wisdom of strategic centering. We spoke about other wisdom keys under it. And then for the third episode, we spoke about street focus and the wisdom of adaptability. Okay. So this week, we are learning from the Creator himself, the embodiment of wisdom. And we're going to learn wisdom in the Creator in the form of variations and diversity. Now, the Creator is our wisdom model for this fourth episode. And we are learning from the creator because the creator has been successful as a creator. This is it's funny, but I mean it's like a pun, a play of words. But the creator has actually been successful, and manufacturers, creators, entrepreneurs, many of them are learning from the creator, have also been successful by introducing variations and specifications, okay, in their operations. And we want to learn from the creator. Why am I saying the creator, the creator, the creator? Contrary to the Big Bang theory that many believe, and other things, atheists and all that, that don't believe in the existence of a supernatural being, I do believe in the existence of a supernatural being. I believe that everything is not running just because it is there to run. I believe that there's a supernatural force, a supernatural being that is keeping the world the way it is. It's a supernatural being that brought everything into existence. Like your father and your mother give birth to you. Like even if you are a cloned human being, a certain human being cloned you. Do you understand? So in the same way, I see that there is a certain being greater than us that created the things we see that we call natural. And so that being is called a creator. That is why I'm saying creator, creator. So if you are a person, you are an atheist, or you are a Big Bang theorist, this is the reason and this is the explanation for that. Now, I want you all to look at the picture that you see there. Those four animals you see, they are all dogs. They are all dogs. Different breeds of dogs. This creator made the one on the top left. It is this same creator that made the one on the top right. And they are all dogs. This same creator again made the one on the lower left and made the one on the lower right. And they are all dogs. They are all dogs. Quite interesting. Why would a creator do this? Lesson is the wisdom of variation. And that will answer why the creator did this. Now, human beings, we do have varying wants, varying needs, varying pleasures, whatever. And a variety helps to sort everyone out. When there's variety, there's beauty, there's pleasure. It's not about every day, one way, one thing, one same. When there's that variety, it helps sort everyone out, creates that pleasure and everything. So what is variety? Because we're talking about the wisdom of variation or wisdom of variety or wisdom of diversity here. The variety is simply a state or quality of being diverse. So someone asks them, what is being diverse? Simply, when we say something is diverse, it's a collection of many different types or kinds. Okay. And with this collection, it creates a difference that is pleasant. So we say diversity. So if you see a lot of institutions are advocating for diversity, diversity, diversity. Why? It's a difference that is usually pleasant. And I just said some few seconds ago that we as human beings have different wants, different needs. If you are a guy, okay, and you would love to have a girlfriend, okay, one guy would like a fair lady, another guy would like a dark lady. Assuming the creator made all ladies dark, it means the guy that would like a fair lady would never want to marry or will never see beauty, will never see the beauty in God's creation. You understand? Yeah, that is what this wisdom of diversity does. So if you see the picture on the right there, it's talking, it's These are two Samsung phones, Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus. What Samsung knows or realizes about this wisdom of diversity is to put up two phones that have almost the same capabilities. The difference between these two phones is not much. What Samsung just did is they increased the battery capacity and also they increased the screen. Okay, so one is a 5.8-inch screen and the other is a 6.2-inch screen. And then they just increase the battery for one is a 3000, I think, milliampere hour. The other is a 3500. That is all. And some people who will never have bought an S8 because of its characteristics, with just the simple shift or change, would like to buy the S8 Plus. Or some people who think the S8 Plus is too big for them and they would never have bought a Samsung phone. When they see the S8, they will go for it. Why? They think it's sleek, it is nice, it's cool for them. And that is the wisdom of variation, the wisdom of diversity in display. We also see manufacturers applying this particular one. But I'll come back to this shortly. Just watch this picture. I'll come back to this shortly. Now again, everybody look on your right. What animal do you see? I'm waiting for your replies from the chat. What animal do you see? Okay, I see wolf. Okay. Wow. Interesting answers. All right. For the sake of time, I would just tell you now this is a wolf. Okay. But look at this animal well, and then look at this, the one on your lower left, or even probably the lower right. By you, the lower left, look at the lower left. That's kind of white and black thing. And then look at this. Don't you think they are the same? Wow. So what is it that differentiates a wolf from a dog? Because it's like they are almost the same. And that is what brings us to the second lesson that I call the wisdom of specifications. The wisdom of specifications. Now, what is the wisdom of specifications talking about? Basically, let me talk about first what a specification is. Then you understand the wisdom of specification. Well, a specification is simply a document, okay, that specifies or puts out, okay, in a complete, precise, verifiable manner, okay. Specification usually is complete, is precise, and it can be verified, okay. It puts out the requirements, the design, the behavior, and all other characteristics of a system, a component, in this case, an animal, a wolf, okay, or a car, anything. And often also the procedures for determining or checking whether these things have been satisfied. Okay. So the specification is in the document. But in this case, I am not referring to a document. I'm using it in the sense of these things, what is contained in the specification. They are also called specifications. A specification document contains specifications. I hope you understand that. Good. Those are the characteristics. Okay. Specifying this, that. And what is the wisdom of specification? Now, let me answer that question. The wisdom of specification simply has to do with clearly defining what consists of a particular thing. So, God or the Creator makes a, an animal and calls it a dog. Then he changes one thing and changes another and changes another and changes just one or two things or three or four things. And then he calls it a wolf. Then he changes another thing and he calls it a hyena. And he changes another thing and he calls it something else. specifications. So there's a criteria for wolves. So once you don't meet the specification, you are not called a wolf. You understand? And so the wisdom of specifications allow us to be able to create variety. So I write there that specifications open the door for potential variety. Because if I say that this is my laptop, okay, you cannot see it, but I can see it. Assume that you can see my laptop. And my laptop can only open 90 degrees. I have specified that this laptop can open only 90 degrees. So if I'm a laptop manufacturer, I can make the same laptop, everything is the same, and I'll this time around make it open up to 180 degrees and I can sell it for a different price and my market will increase. That is the wisdom of specification that I'm trying to show you. Because immediately I specify that this one is 90 degrees. Then it opens the door for me to make another one 180. And it opens the door for me to make a 361 also. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Good. Now let's go back to the picture that I skipped. These are cars that actually caught my attention and actually even triggered the start for this particular episode of the Wisdom Conference. Hyundai or Hyundai or whatever it is called. They have two cars that look very alike, the Elantra and the Sonata. Now I assess these cars and you see that if you only look at the cars from afar, or even when they are close, just look at the picture. There's not really much difference between the two cars, I'm telling you. There's not really much difference. But the wisdom of specifications was applied in order to generate the wisdom of diversity. The wisdom of diversity brings its profit. So there's somebody who may not like the interior of the Hyundai Elantra. And so the Sonata will fit that person. For example, I think the Sonata is a little higher above ground than the Elantra. The Elantra is low, is a low car, but generally everything is the same. I'm not saying everything is the same, like the same, the same. Of course, they change some one, two things inside there. Okay. But there's not much difference. That's the wisdom we're talking about. They could have just made one car and they'll sell it and they'll say, this year we had 100,000 sales. No. But after they made this car, they saw that, okay, let me change this with this. So let me keep this specification for this car. Let me change this, change this, change this, change this. Okay. And bring it out as a new name. So you don't have to start and remodel a new car, new design. No, no, no. Just take the new design, change the specification. Because specifications open the door for variety. So you change the specification, you bring out something else. You call it version 2, or you call it a new car. You give it a new name, cry. And you will now be able to say, okay, I had 100,000 sales for the Hyundai Elantra last year, and I had 100,000 sales for the Sonata. Do you understand? Let me not dwell too much on that. Now, the next one, I just bounced into it a little, and I'm coming to it. The wisdom of versions and updates. And on your left, you can see that I have some, depending on your discretion, ugly cars and nice cars. So depending on your discretion, somebody to somebody, all these cars are ugly. To somebody, to all of them are nice. Okay. Okay. Whatever you decide to choose is good for you. Now, these are different models. I mean, sorry, different versions or updates that have been applied to the Toyota RAV4. I think from, I'm not very sure, either 2000 or 1994, one of the two. Started upgrading. They make major upgrades every 5 years, I think so, every 5 or 6 years. So the one you see down, the black car, is the 2021 RAV4. I think I've seen only one in Ghana so far. Only two. I'm not saying there are only two in Ghana. Okay, but that's the 2021 RAV4. The other one you see there is I think 2015 or 2016 RAV4. Then that's the 20. Then there's the red one is the 2010 model. Okay, 2010, 2011, all those that they make major changes. And then the other one is the 2005 or 2004. I'm not sure, one of the two. And then the 2000 model or 1999 or 2001, one of those things. But they make major updates every 5 years, 5 or 6 years, I think. Why or how do we learn wisdom from this? You pick the car. Now let's look at the first one, the top, the black one at the top. Okay, black with some ash. You see that there are a lot of people at that if they maintain this design, a lot of people will never buy this car. Even in the next that at that time, a lot of people will never have bought it. So what do? After a number of years, they go back to their car, they revise the design, and they bring up something. More people will be drawn. Of course, you always have some loyal customers. So those people, you might not necessarily lose them. Of course, you may lose some, but you draw more. Then after some time again, you change your design, or you let me say you enhance your design. That's a better way. And you call it a new version. Some will still be driving the old one, but more people will join for the new version. For example, I noticed that for the 2016 RAV4, okay, the fourth one, the one on your right, just below the ash one. Okay, if you can see my mouse is on it. Good, this one. I realized that this car is very common today in Ghana. Almost every corner you pass, everybody's using it. Why? Because they brought in something that changed from this, the red, into this one. That attracts a lot of people, and I think it's quite economical also. And a lot of people are going in for it. The interior of the car is very beautiful. So you have something that you are doing. You change something small in it, and it is an upgrade, and then you sell it for a higher cost or a higher price. That is what we are looking at. The wisdom, the wisdom. So all these cars, they are for diversity. It creates diversity, and that diversity brings you profits. As they create, okay. When it comes to softwares, it's similar. What you see on your left are software all owned by Google. Whether you believe it or not, I'm telling you, Google owns everything you see on your left. And what you see on your right, they're owned by Microsoft. That is not all, or let me say, those are not all that Microsoft owns. Of course, there are a number of things that are not in this. I can even see that the Microsoft Teams is not bad and some others. But that's not the focus. The focus is that Google see that, oh, somebody needs a map. Let me make a map. And Google is there again and sees that, somebody needs to store his photos. So let me make Google Photos. Google sees that, somebody needs to make some translation. Let me translate it for him. Google sees that. So Google is just developing apps, but Google could have just stopped and then they would have just been the normal web browser or whatever search engine that it was. They could have just been that. But they went on, they even bought YouTube and made it their own and started advancing it and adding things to it, started making more money from it. They've been bringing updates, premiums, and all that. And the premium you have to pay so that you don't get ads. There are innovative ways of making money. Diversity, diversity. I just hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. All right. Now we'll look at applying the wisdom of variations and diversity. Okay. The picture you see there is from Toyota. Now, Toyota, understands the wisdom of diversity to a crazy level. Telling you, all these cars are made by Toyota. Toyota has been in the business for long and it's making a lot of money, booming, because it understands that somebody needs a Camry. A Camry has these characteristics. I'll make it like that for him. There's another person who does not want a Camry, who wants a Corolla. It's just like a Camry, but let me change something, smoothing the design and put some things in place, and then call it Corolla. And even the Corolla, I want to change something in one thing and call that one Corolla S, and call another one Corolla whatever. You understand? And so Toyota is coming up with a lot of different models. It says, let me make a pickup, let me make a van, let me make a 4x4. So they even the 4x4, they have many 4x4s. They have the RAV4, they have the Forerunner, they have the Land Cruiser, they have the Fortuner. There are many 4x4s. I mean, I am referring to SUVs, of course, because even a pickup, some of them are 4x4. And I mean, but all right. So that is how we look at it from industry and entrepreneurship. So you have a business. Oh wow, nice example. Somebody is saying that Sobolo, one with what is it called? One with ginger, another without ginger. That is diversity. You are, I believe you are getting, you are really getting the message I'm trying to push. Because there are certain people who don't like ginger, and there are certain people who like ginger. So if you don't, if you decide to do your sobolo, all your sobolo contains ginger, there's a certain percentage of human beings you never get them to buy. And I want you to see that as a loss. Because if you look at it from that direction or from that angle, you take what I'm saying very serious. If you look at it from that angle, you take what I'm saying very serious. You really understand the message of diversity that I'm trying to preach. Okay, good. But when it comes to finance and ministry, let me talk about finance. I can't exhaust everything. I just want you to know that and note that clearly and note it well. These are things that I just hit on some few things. For example, I just hit on one and somebody brought in something about Sobolo. Good. So you can also go sit down, meditate, think about them. All the wisdom conferences, all the episodes, think about the wisdom keys that I give. Sit down. How can I apply them to my life? How can I apply them to my academics, to my business, to my marital life, my relationships, my spiritual life, religion, entertainment, whatever you are involved in? Maybe you want to be a good dancer. Tell it, you don't work with good dancers. Wisdom of association. Strategically position yourself. You dance in a village, they will just hail you and to end there. But you position yourself in a place where you dance and somebody will pick you out and promote you as a dancer. Do you understand? I recently heard some people talking. Okay, you let me not go there because it's a tribal matter. But he was talking about a place and he said that, oh, he would rather leave his hometown, his place, and come to a certain another place because if you honor, there's nothing there. You understand? If you have a talent cry, you it's just with you and in your house and in the town. Nobody will see you until you appear in a place where you can be noticeable. That is strategic centering. You understand? Okay. I was just highlighting some things from the previous one. But now let me continue. You need to learn to apply all these wisdom keys. So in finance, don't put all your eggs in one basket like we see. You understand? You put some, you invest in this, you invest in that, you invest in this, you invest in that, and you get returns from many things. Assuming you put all your investment in one thing, we're not even thinking about the negative, assuming something happens to it. No, we're assuming that everything works out. Okay. So assuming everything works out, you get from here, you get from here, you get from here, you get from here. Okay, that is it. Many of the billionaires, okay, they are doing multiple things. It will shock you to hear that Bill Gates is not only into software. Bill Gates is into agriculture. Bill Gates has farms in America, some of the largest farms in America. He's into cement, he's into agri, he's into different things, different companies. Elon Musk, he's into space exploration, he's into electric vehicles, he's into solar power, so many other things. Jeff Bezos, all these people, they are into different things. It's just one of it. Sometimes you don't follow well, so you think that they are just doing one thing and it's bringing their money. Of course, one particular thing will be bringing the bulk amount, but it doesn't mean that that is the only thing that brings the amount of money. Because if you really check some of their sales, you see that that same thing that brings a lot of the money, sometimes it drops their their worth really much. Okay. But that's just aside. You need to learn to invest in many things when it comes to finance. You can really think about this then more and then apply it to your life. Then in ministry, well, if you are a pastor, you bear with me that no matter how anointed you are, sometimes it looks like you have exhausted all your messages. Heard of a pastor who was boasting that he has preached all his life, he has never repeated a sermon. Okay, well, maybe some people are non-believers, but so they don't get what I'm trying to say. But what the wisdom I'm trying to put across here is that sometimes you get to a point. This is not only about ministry. If even as a public speaker, sometimes it's like you run out of something to say. So the wisdom of diversity says that with the wisdom of specifications, combined with the wisdom of diversity, combined with the wisdom of updates, okay, and versions, you can create something that looks like the other, but it's not the same. That is the wisdom I'm trying to tell you. So this is you are talking about, for example, you're a public speaker, you are talking about um relationships, love, and dating. Okay, you just change one or two things, and you can even say it to even the same congregation or the same audience. Change one or two things, and it will be so much different. And then a lot of people they'll feel it so differently. Sometimes even your style, you can just change the style, and you change things. That is the diversity we are talking about here. You can look more into that and be able to work on it in your academics too. You should be able to know, okay, like the kind of people you are working with. That's why I do advise group meetings, group studying groups, because somebody will study something that you have not studied. Okay, but as you meet, that diversity is created, and the person that read that book and the person that watched that video, they bring what they have together, and everybody benefits. When it comes to relationships, I'm not saying that the example is the only one that is there. You can think of many more that can benefit you in your academics. Okay. Now, with respect to relationships, also making a lot more friends helps you in general. I wouldn't like to go much into that because later on in I think in season 2 I'll be talking about some of these things. And I'm not in telling you to go into that, but it even people even say that polygamous men they do live longer than single, whatever. I don't know how true that is. Okay, but it looks like it's quite true. I'm not advising you to do that, but I'm just saying that that creates diversity in your relationships. Okay, it helps. It does help a lot. It gives you experience in life. It helps you to know a lot of things. It's just good. Please do that. Now I'm going to be talking about something that is going to blow your mind concerning this creation. talking about the wisdom of diversity and all that, but our wisdom model is the creator, right? So I'm going to talk about creation. The creator is our model. I'm going to talk about creation. And this one, if you forget anything today, don't forget this one. Because it's going to change your life. I'm telling you for real, it will change your life. Okay, so what is this major road to success? The first thing is to identify a problem. We want to be successful people. Me, I'm going to be very successful. I don't know about you. I need to identify a problem. Okay. Now, what you need to do is, after identifying the problem, you need to create an idea for a lasting solution. I'll use Elon Musk as um, my model in this case. He's also a creator. Elon Musk identified this problem that NASA, National Aeronautics and National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Yeah, I think so. That NASA was spending too much on their rockets, and NASA's rockets were not reusable. And so Elon Musk decides that, okay, I'll enter into space exploration and I'll design as a private engineer my own rocket, which is reusable and costs less, much less. So he identifies that problem and he creates an idea for the solution. And the next thing after you create that idea is to create the solution, bring it into manifestation. And that is where the problem is. That is where the problem is. And on Mars, when he started, many of his rockets that he brought in, he did the first one, got destroyed. Did the second one, it didn't work. It blasted. Did the third one, it didn't work. The fourth one, that they were able to make a successful flight. And at that point, he was actually going bankrupt. I watched one of his episodes, and he was not even talking about that. He was talking about Tesla, the electric car vehicle company. And the guy he broke down to tears because those were hard times. So sometimes this part can actually be a very hard time, bringing out the idea. Because what you need to succeed is an idea. Sometimes you get the idea, but John Maxwell said something. He said that the difference between the successful people and the many other people who would have ever been successful is putting the idea to action. And it's not easy to create that solution physically. Final thing is to market your solution for money. You need money. You need to be successful. Usually, generally, when we talk about successful, it's in many stages, but generally it has to do with having money. You understand? Getting what you want when you need it. If I want to buy a house, I should be able to buy the house. If I want to buy a car, I should be able to buy the car. That is what we are talking about. Okay. You market it well. So he has been able to make this, and NASA has now seen that, oh, or even let me say America has seen that this guy has been able to solve the problem. So NASA is now forced to go to Elon Musk for him to take their astronauts to space because NASA, what is it called? The rocket cost about $2 billion, but Elon Musk's own cost about $2 million, about 1,000 times less. You understand? Okay. So Elon Musk, they are forced to come to him because if you have to pay 1,000 times less just to go, so he is now the one getting the money from the government or from NASA. Let me put it that way. And that is, he's making money. And recently, I saw that the military now wants him to carry their things. He wants to take flights. He's now installing satellite with it. Like he's making even Google or something like that. I think he's making contracts with companies to take their satellites into space. And that is money, marketing it for money. And very soon he says he's going to take human beings to Mars. He's going to market it because you pay to enter the rockets to go to Mars. That is if he's successful. But he has the vision for that, and he's going to make a lot of money. That is what I am talking about. That is it. You just need an idea. As I'm sitting here, I have some ideas, breakthrough ideas, and I'm just waiting for the right moment. In fact, I'm not really waiting, I'm working at it, and put it that way. Working at it, and at the right moment, you see its manifestation. I advise you all to learn from the creator, bring about an idea, identify a problem, bring about an idea, solve it, market it for money, create diversity in your marketing as you are doing it. And I can assure you, you meet me at the top because I'll be there. I am telling you, telling you. You see, in the middle there, GE, GE is General Electric. Okay, look at something. It says that 2 decades ago, General Electric engineers asked the aviation industry what it wanted in a jet engine and kept hearing 2 words: fuel efficiency, fuel efficiency. Sometimes those are the ways to find a problem. Just go around and ask. Me, I'm in Ghana here. I've identified a problem. I will not tell you. Okay, but I've identified problems in Ghana. Okay, and I'm going to solve them. Don't worry, I'll solve them. Okay, but and when I solve them, you pay for it unless you solve it before me. So I'll not tell you. Okay, but with many innovations, from its ceramic matrix composites with the 134-inch fan made from blah 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 blah, their GE has now been able to make the world's most powerful jet engine and the world's most fuel efficient in its class, 10 times better. I mean, 10% better, sorry, than its predecessors. Okay. So they identified the problem, they've solved the problem. Powerful engine that is fuel efficient. And you market it, people will come for it. That is it. That is it. That is the key. So you see the guy there, problem, question, he's thinking. Then the idea comes and he says, Eureka, Eureka. I hope you all know the story about the Eureka car. That is it. Well, that brings us to the sad end of this afternoon's wisdom conference. Hey, did I say sad end? Yes, well, sad end because uh, I'm sure you would have loved to hear more. Me too, I would have loved to tell you more. But it's quite sad that the wisdom conference is for just an hour maximum, and I don't want to take much of your time. It's something that we have established and we want to follow it. It's just for an hour once in every 3 months. I started somewhere last year, August, and did one in December. Then I did one in March, doing one in May. The next one is going to come in the next quarter. Okay, the quarters are what? Let me see. There was the quarter, the first quarter was the first episode came in, I think August, August what? That was July, August, September. So it came in August. Then there was October, November, December. And that one came in December. And there was January, February, March, and it came in March. And there was April, May, June, and it came in May. So the next one is July, August, September. So it's most likely to come in July or August. Keep your ears on the ground. You have enough time. Go over all the 4 episodes. Try and apply them to your life. I'm telling you, the 5th episode is going to be gingering. Actually, everything is linked. Everything is linked. And at the end of the season, I'll show you the link between everything. Please try never to miss any of the episodes. And when I release the recordings, try to get it and try as much as possible to listen and try and make sure you apply it in every aspect of your life. Okay, what you can see there are my contact details. You can reach me by mail or text message. You can also reach me through LinkedIn. Those are the ways. Well, I'm also on Telegram. You can reach me because that is the main thing that we are using for this wisdom conference. You can also reach me there. That brings us to the end of this episode. I will take some questions. Well, if okay, I can see your question there, but what I'm going to do is because of the time, I want you to send your questions to the wisdom conference channel, the channel. Okay. I mean the discussion group, sorry. Discussion group on the channel. You can't really say anything. Send your questions to the discussion group. I can see your questions here. Please send it to the discussion group and I'll answer it there. Throughout this period to the next wisdom conference, I want you to be bringing up your questions there, your meditation, things that you have found, and then how we can all help each other in this wisdom conference to become better people. Now, I would like to introduce my wisdom conference team. I am supported by 4 strong individuals. On my left, my immediate left is the head of the publicity. 4 units are there. On my immediate right is Mike Sia, the head of media. And on my far left, should I even say left or right? Well, left, because I'm facing it. And I'm sure you're also facing your phone. So you understand my left is your left. Okay, I'm not talking about the pictures left. Okay, it's Mami Asante, the head of conference management. And on the far right is Margaret Annan, the head of public relations. These are people that are working to keep the conference going. Okay. If you would like to be part of the team, what I would want is that you be my legs, take the message far of this wisdom conference, go and also touch other lives. I believe that this wisdom conference is something that is going to set you in that right place for success. If only you would apply these things. I am doing this because I believe that I need to impact, influence people for success. And I don't intend to make this something for sale. But these are conferences, these are words, these are things that you have to pay to actually listen. If you go somewhere else, you have to pay to listen. But you are getting it for free. Don't take it for granted. Get other people that you believe when they hear this, they will be impacted positively. You sit down, realign their lives, and work toward good success. God bless you. And I thank you so much for your time. I will see you the next time. Bye, everyone.